Hi, my name is Mike Nolan. I live in the city of Rochester, New York. I'm a student at Rochester Institute of Technology. I'm majoring in new media with a minor in computer science and free and open source software. I was a freshman at RIT. I had a couple friends. We were all living in the dorms, and one of them came up to me and said, Microsoft's doing a thing with the Windows Phone, and it was all about teaching kids how to make apps on it. They were, looking to have more developers. If they taught students how to develop, they'll have more apps. There were all sorts of prizes and stuff like that, and so being, a poor college student, freshman, saying, "Oh, I might be able to get a Windows Phone," we all got up there and we went. A lot of stuff will go over your head, and even now, there's a lot of people that I consider a lot smarter than me, but you always learn something. Hackathons put me in an environment where, I'm encouraged to learn, right? So every student that goes to college, they go and they take their classes, and they do their homework, and, hopefully if they do well, they get good grades. But hackathons are more than that, right? It's not just about getting good grades in your college so you can go and get a job. It's about going and creating something that's cool and learning something new. And it's the environment that makes you want to do more. It's not work. It's fun, and you get to do something cool. When I got hired at Amazon, I was pretty stoked. And so when I talked to the lady, the HR rep that pulled my resume and sent me through the interview process, and I said, why me? What she told me was, she was on the flight back from the RIT career fair, and she's looking through the resumes, and she said, you had a lot of projects and a lot of work experience. So Amazon was, of course, first and foremost, it was a job, right? And so you're working for a company, and the company has goals, and your job is to further those goals. You have these problems that already exist, or you identify new problems that exist, and your goal is to solve them in a timely and efficient manner. You're working with other people. The community is much larger, and it's a much more formal setting. It's a lot more, I would say, almost bureaucracy. You have to make sure your goals line up with everyone else's and that you're doing the right thing. So it's much more formal, much more organized, much more driven in a single direction, while hackathons are much more open, much more casual. Oftentimes hackathons can be a party. And so, not that some works don't have that, but oftentimes work isn't much of a party, it's work. Especially at Amazon, you'd be surrounded by tons of incredibly smart people with lots of experience that have seen all sorts of crazy things in the programming world. They've worked on all sorts of different teams. My mentor was a senior engineer at Amazon. He's worked there for more than a decade. And so it was cool because he'd just be able to spout out all this crazy, amazing knowledge at you, and you just try as hard as you can to just sponge it all up. I like learning, right? That's why I go to hackathons. That's why I really enjoyed working at Amazon. And that's what I hope to do. A good professor of mine, his name is Remy D. Cosmaker, he says one of his favorite things about being a professor is that he gets to learn so much from the students, right? And it's cool because especially working in a field like software, it's so fast. It's almost overwhelmingly fast how much it grows and how many new things happen. There's always so much out there that you can almost not even hope to grasp all of it, but you still try. And so there's always something out there, and it's always a struggle to keep up, but it's a good struggle, right? It's fun. And I think the future of business is something that encourages their employees to do that. And I know it's not everyone that, maybe some people would rather have a 9-to-5 job where it's more casual and they'd rather expand their life in other ways outside of work. But I feel if you speak to many software engineers and programmers, this is their life. It's more than just a job. It's something that they love to do. It's a hobby. It's a job. It's who they are. That sort of thinking is happening a lot. It's happening in education. it'll be interesting to see what college is like within 15 years. Not that I don't love RIT, but there's a large amount of money that goes into just administration costs. And schools like, I believe, MIT and Stanford, they're releasing their courses online for free. And you're learning for, and I think it's 80% of professors in US are adjunct professors. I believe Sergey Brin taught a course where over 100,000 people enrolled online for free. And that's a pretty cool thing. And I think it's something that's got a lot of universities pretty shaken up. You can't stick with the same model forever. I think a company, especially within software, like they should always allow their employees, don't grip your employees too tightly. Let them explore new things. You look at all sorts of things. Facebook, Dropbox just had a huge hackathon where the entire company, they'll go out and, some will work on Dropbox features, others will try to make robotic boats. Some of them are crazy, but things like the Facebook chat box, that was made at a hackathon. I believe your profile page was made at a hackathon. A lot of Dropbox just released a bunch of new file sharing type features, and that came out of their most recent one. And I think that ability to let employees go and don't just be oh, this hackathon is to build a new feature for us, but just try to make something cool. Maybe try to make something that'll help people. Make something that's humanitarian. Maybe you can make an app that will help coordinate efforts for if a hurricane hit or something like that, right? And those things can a lot of time be very profitable. I went to college and sure, I got my butt into gear because now I was paying a lot of money and taking on a lot of debt, but I also started enjoying what I was doing. And that was partially because a lot of my classes were open-ended and you can work on cool projects. And so, I think that's if that's that's my dream of the future, right? Is that more companies will be like that, and then more employees will be happy, and more better things will be built. I think happy people will always change the world in better ways than not so happy.
Wow.